Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Advisor's Advantage with James Murphy. Today, we are all blessed with the lovely Melina
Haha.
Bradley. We are here with Melina from Keller Williams, and we were talking about giving you the advantage you need for the experience that you want. Melina, say hello to the audience.
Hi, audience. How are you? Thank you, James.
You are quite welcome, and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Today, we are focused on helping out our first time home buyers, helping our Gen Z buyers, our millennial buyers, and really giving them some sort of an advantage within this crazy market that we're in.
hmm
So, first off, before we get into that, tell us a little bit about your experience within this market. What are you seeing out there?
I'm seeing mindset plays a huge role. Like as soon as you said first time home buyer, I think even second and third time home buyers they're not like mentally prepared for what's ahead. And it becomes a really emotionally charged experience. So the first thing to understand is that um, in any important financial transaction, especially your home that you're attached to, things get really emotional. And so the first thing to do is just be calm, really lean in on experience.
Mhm.
Um, so someone was saying to me the other day, they're like, Melina, how are you so calm? I said, because I've done this 100 times. So when you have enough experience, you anticipate what's coming. And so it's really easy to stay calm. And if I can just like extract that from myself and give it to everyone else, I would be like, it's going to be fine because I've seen this before. And it's just a pattern. That's it.
Right. Well, you definitely do make people feel calm.
Oh, well,
And
good.
I feel calm already just sitting down here. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, how well you do it, and most
Aw.
importantly, why you do it.
Why I do it. So my name is Melina. I was an opera singer. I went
You were an opera
from
singer?
I was an opera singer,
Oh my
and so I
God.
have a degree in music and performance. And then I went on and had like a minor in Italian, traveled the world, speak Italian. I had a really have a very full life. And then my husband's active duty in the Coast Guard, so we're military, and so we've moved a few times.
Nice.
So moving is not it's not a stranger to me. And I've been there, I've done that. I've had to relocate on 6 or 8 weeks notice, 12 weeks notice with babies and houses and just trying to make it all work. So I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it all in a major way. So we relocated to New Jersey from Texas in 2016. And it took me probably about a year to acclimate. And then I was like, I'm going to go into real estate. So in 2019, it took me all the way to 2019 to get there. I was in corporate. I was an
Mhm.
executive in corporate. And I decided I'm going to go back to my real estate roots because when I graduated college in music, I had gone into mortgage and then into real estate with Shea Properties. And so I just wanted to like revisit it again. And I love it. I really do. And it was a way to be myself and help people and empower them with knowledge, with education, say enough and not too much for them to be overwhelmed. But that's how I got into real estate. So my first year, I did my first full year in real estate. I started at the very end of 2019, like October. So my first year, 2020, I closed 65 units, about a little over, I think 25 million. And then my second year, I'm looking up because that's somewhere where my memory is. My second year, I closed 55 units at 30 million. And my third year, which is last year, 2022, I closed 65 units at 28 million. So ultimately, my goal is to hit, the magic number 100.
Mhm.
But I've got this like 45 million sitting on my heart. But it's not even about that. It's just like, how many families can I help?
Yes.
Can I help 100 families? What would that look like? Who would I be? What do I need to be?
What do
Eh,
you need to do?
Where do I need to give
Exactly.
them information? So, just recently, I had started this like online Zoom event on Eventbrite where I felt like I could touch as many military and just relocation and just people as possible So I do a seller seminar every 2 weeks, and I do a buyer seminar every 2 weeks,
That's awesome.
just to help people reevaluate where their mind is when they enter the process.
Sure.
Because again, if you give people knowledge, my clients will always say, "Oh yeah, we remember you talking about that. Oh yes, we remember you saying
Hmm.
about multiple offers." So
Yeah.
knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power, and your experience is also empowering
Aw,
because
thank you.
with everything you've been through, with all of the moving around and the different aspects of your life, you have touched on so many, I think, emotions and maybe concerns that the buyers have that
Yeah,
you can literally walk them through saying, I've been
anything.
there. Yeah.
I've been through everything.
Yeah. I often like to use a little phrase I say is like buying a house these days is almost like walking through a landmine, right? And it can be very nerve wracking. It can be stressful, high anxiety because any bad step, any misstep can blow up the entire transaction,
Yep.
right? But when you're holding the hand of someone who has walked through that minefield for 2016, however many years, we know where the mines are, right? So it's a little less scary.
Yep.
So, and that's the advisor part, right? That's where we add that little extra piece to this whole puzzle of a transaction.
So true.
It is, and when we're looking to help our, because I talk about us as being advisors, right? We're more than just salespeople. We want to give our clientele some piece of advantage, some sort of advantage that can separate them and help them move forward. So tell the audience a little bit about what, give them some advice. How can they gain an advantage by working with Melina Bradley?
I think experience is the mother of all things.
Mm-hmm.
So you can navigate so much um, if you've got experience on your side. One of the reasons I joined a team actually is because I felt like I was standing on the shoulder of giants.
Sure.
They had like hundreds of years of experience that I felt I could learn and leverage. And as you do more and more business, there you meet all kinds of people, um, and you've seen everything. So number one, experience. um, the other thing that I think is really important for buyers and sellers, but for buyers especially, other than their mindset and finding someone that has a great deal of experience, is practicing trust. And
Mm,
I don't know if we're in a society, because I'm a very trusting person,
yeah.
and I think it's because I'm trusted.
Sure.
So I don't anticipate dishonesty. Um, but there is a lot of people who maybe come from a place where they feel suspicious, like, why would I use your attorney? Why would I use your lender? Like,
Right.
what's in it for you? But we are in a state that's like highly watched. So there's no trading of monies.
Right.
If I choose a person, or I choose a preferred vendor, lender, lawyer, it's because I have experience with them,
Right.
over 300 transactions on what and how they protect our clients. So it's really all coming from a place of, how can I best serve my client, save them time, save them money, save them stress, save them energy, because the whole experience is what's going to it's the filter for which they will see transacting with me.
Yeah.
um, and it means a lot to me when someone says, "Oh my God, I can't believe you got us this house," or "I can't believe you got us this price," or "We loved working with you," or "Can you help my mom sell her house," or "My dad downsize," or "My cousin Molly find her first home." Like, that's everything.
Yeah.
So my business is all agent referral, past client referral, friend and family referral. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't have a magic sauce. I don't necessarily think I'm any better. I just love what I do, and I love the people I do it with.
Yeah. And it definitely comes out, right? I think
I hope so.
as the advisor that I believe we both are in a sense, we're focused on how we make people feel, right? And how that transaction evolves is largely based on the emotions that are involved.
Yeah.
So when you're good at helping control those emotions and helping make people feel confident and comfortable, I believe the transaction definitely moves a lot smoother other than otherwise. So you and I have worked together in the past and we've done a few transactions together. And most of them, have, if not all of them, have been pretty smooth. But what I want to know is we all have a story. right? I feel like in this industry, any professional out there could write a book, could write a blog, and all kinds of stories. So before we wrap up the show, because this one's going to be a short show, we're going to try and
Do
keep
this
this one a little bit
again.
condensed and get you back here at another
I'm
episode.
so sorry.
But we're going to try. So before we go, though, I want to just leave us with what story comes to your mind if you had to think of the most interesting transaction that you've learned from, anything that you've experienced that the audience could learn from. Don't do this, please do that type situation. What's the first, you don't have to say any names or addresses, but is there any transaction that pops to mind?
Gosh, you learn for every transaction has bumps. So to be honest, I learned from bumps.
Mm-hmm.
You learn from the falls. You learn to hone in your communication skills better. Um, that's where you learn. You learn when things fall apart because then you go, why did that happen?
Yes.
What did I miss? What could I have done better? I tend to be an introvert. I look inside. I don't ever say, "Oh my gosh, the client this." I've seen a lot of people walk away from really good purchases.
Mm-hmm.
99% of the time it's out of fear.
Yeah.
But almost everything is resolvable.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the people that say to me, we missed it. We should have bought last year. It was 3%.
Yeah.
And now it's 7%. So, things I've learned that I want to impart on everyone is keep your credit good.
Sure.
Stop buying stuff.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. Pay your bills on time. It's stupid, right?
Right.
Pay your bills on time. Don't miss anything. And just keep on top of your credit report. It's as easy as Credit Karma.
Yeah.
If something's wrong, fix it because it's the right thing to do and it
Mm-hmm.
will get you the best of everything.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing I would say is if you pick someone to work with, trust them.
Right.
If you don't trust them, don't work with
Don't
them.
pick them.
The third thing is make sure the people around you are speaking into you. Oftentimes, especially in that young first time buyer pool, I will hear parents relate their experience from 20, 30 years ago.
Yes.
Today's market is not reflective of 20, 30 years ago. It is reflective of today. And I can't make it up. Like the stories are right at the tip of my tongue all the time. And then the last thing I would say is everything is fixable for a price.
Yes.
And so the question you always have to ask yourself, and you'll even hear it in my own videos, I always say to people, like, you have to pick first location and lifestyle, then house, and everything else I can fix.
Right.
We can work it out. There's always a number attached to it, either mine or yours.
Yep.
So if you can at least get that far, you're
You're
golden.
golden. I
Mindset.
Mindset is everything, and not just with a transaction such as real estate, but with anything in life. And I gotta tell you, I loved the bump comment.
Yeah,
Right?
you
It's
learn
so
from the
true.
bumps.
I'm a big fan of using curveballs. Right? Like life throws curveballs at you, and you got to learn how to hit the curveball along with all the other pitches. So that is definitely just knowledge that comes from experience. Excuse me. So all that, we're going to wrap this up with one question, which is my favorite. It's just a parting question. I call it the parting piece of pie. Now, pie is an acronym. I'm an acronym freak, as I always say. Pie stands for something profound, something inspiring, or something entertaining. You may pick one of the three, or you may say something that relates to all three. But tell us something, give us a piece of pie.
Hmm. Piece of pie.
It's that simple, easy as a piece of pie.
Profound and inspiring. Listen, you know what's inspiring is watching Mo Anderson on stage, one of the
Mm,
first female CEOs who spoke into the people, spoke into all the agents, and basically said, my true wealth came when I was in my mid to late 50s. It's just understanding that we are in a world where you are going to have two, three, four careers in a lifetime, and it's great. You are going to evolve, and it's fantastic. You're going to buy many houses, I hope. Um, and just the profound understanding that real estate is where all true wealth is fundamentally it's really there.
Yeah.
Every wealthy person I've ever met, it's like, I buy land. I
Right.
mean, who was I listening to? Lil Wayne the other day, and he was like, it hit me. I have to buy land. And I was like, yeah, hello.
Right.
So that's it. And then family first, prayer first, God first. Those that I have to hold on to that. And the worse that the world, the noisier it's getting, the more you have to really anchor yourself to all
Yeah.
the things that you believe in love.
Stand on that foundation. Melina, that was fantastic.
Oh, thank
It
you.
was short, brief, but very impactful, jam packed with all kinds of advantages and insight.
Thank
I
you.
want to thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you. We'll do it again. I promise.
We will link all of your videos and on your website in the comment section or somewhere on this video, and have everybody make sure that they can find you, and I'm
Thank
sure
you.
they can.
Thank you.
And this has been the Advisor's Advantage with James Murphy, the lovely Melina Bradley, where we are giving you the advantage that you need for the experience that you want. We'll see you on the next show.